Hello, hello, hello. What's up? What's up? Douglas Laura Jr. is back, aka D Magic. So I introduce you guys to still hear my cancer survivor story, whatever, in my book, the first chapter of my book or whatever. So well, I introduced the beginning. I made an introduction. I'm not gonna go too far in the introduction. I'm gonna talk about what's going on in the first chapter. Well, the first chapter is about the day that I became sick. But like I said in the introduction, the whole year I was really being sick and uh having headaches, different little headaches, mild headaches, and then heavy headaches and sleep all the time and not being able to do kid stuff that I used to do, like certain things like racing and stuff like that. Like I said, I talked about it in the first one, but yeah. So now I want to talk about going into surgery. So I got into that in the first episode. So going into surgery, I really don't remember too much. It was, like I said, a long time ago, a couple of decades and some change. But I remember having like visions and dreams and stuff. I used to have weird dreams, like when I was out. So I don't know if it was the medication that they put me on, the morphine or whatever it was, or whatever that knocked me out. I was having weird ass dreams, like I was flying on planes, helicopters, spaceships. I was having weird dreams. I was seeing a lot of shit. I don't know. It was weird. It's like when you get your brain messed with, it's like messing with your whole body. You don't really see or understand what's going on with that or whatever. But so therefore, when in surgery, I don't know how long, or I can't think of or remember how long I was in surgery. It was a long ass time though. So in the beginning was the surgery. So I don't know because with me being out, I don't know what the fuck happened really. To be honest with you, excuse me, language. I don't know, well, but yeah. So I assume from hearing stories about when I woke up from my mom that I woke up. They said my eyes was like going sideways, going sideways. So I know I remember they had to give me some medicine to straighten my eyes up. So that's why glasses. I'm wearing glasses most of my damn life now. So I don't know. It's like I got a lazy eye because of that. It's like before my eyes was cool, had 20/20 vision and everything, but shoot, after surgery, just messed my whole vision up, messed a lot of things up. So therefore, I was in the hospital for about 2.5, maybe 3 months. So those 2.5, 3 months, it was a struggle. It was a struggle. I had to learn how to walk, which I had to go through physical therapy for that. I learned how to walk. I had to learn how to talk. That was occupational therapy. I had to go through that. And then there was another one. I can't remember what it was, but it was more like school type therapy. I can't think of the actual word. But all three of those I was going to like every day, every day. And it used to be irritating, but I had to relearn a whole lot of stuff over again. I had to relearn how to eat. I couldn't eat because when I had the feeding tube or whatever, it kind of for that long period of time, it kind of messed up my eating habits, my throat and everything. So I had to learn how to eat, swallow over again. It's like I couldn't taste, my taste buds was off. And as far as the uh, physical therapy, I couldn't walk. I was getting pushed everywhere. I guess I learned I forgot my ability to walk. I had to relearn how to walk. I was getting pushed in a wheelchair everywhere. So when I got to my physical therapist or whatever, I was in a walker. When I wasn't in a walker, I was in a wheelchair. She got me up, put me on a walker. I had to work those muscles and learn how to walk again. And it's like all my muscles was gone. And think about it though, laying in the bed for that long period of time on your back, you lose a lot of muscle. You lose a lot of stuff. So I had to learn how to walk. And then in the occupational therapy part, I had to learn how to talk. I couldn't talk. It's like, I don't know, messing with the brain or the different part of my brain in the back. It's like I lost my ability to interpret words. It's like I can hear it pretty good. I still could hear at the time, but I couldn't really interpret what I wanted to say or how to say it. I had to learn how to pronounce my syllables. I had to learn how to speak. It was like everything. So, and then school, the occupational was pretty much like school. I was out of school for probably about the whole first semester, the whole first half. I was out of school from uh, September, October, November, and December of my eighth grade year. At the beginning of my eighth grade year, started eighth grade year probably the half of. I went back in January, but I wasn't just totally out of school though. I was homeschooled, but as far as still in the hospital, when I got out after 2.5 months, so I was doing the schooling and stuff with my occupational therapy in the hospital. But when I got out of the hospital and I was home probably for about a month or two, uh, and I had a homeschool teacher. They used to come visit me like every day of the week and everything. He used to take me up to my old school after school hours. So I got to see a lot of my friends and stuff, the ones that stayed after school and everything. So he took me there to do things because I always said I want to go to school. I don't want to be home. I want to go back to school. So I was popular in my uh, seventh grade year, eighth grade years when I came back. I was popular for different reasons, from surviving cancer, the boy that had cancer, the boy that had brain surgery. That made me popular. But the year before, I was popular because people I hung with and my skills was football and doing a whole bunch of other stuff. So basically, when I went back to school, well, I was in homeschool, and my homeschool teacher used to bring me up to my school. I used to want to be there during school hours, but I couldn't because I wasn't enrolled back into school yet. I was just homeschooling, but I was still enrolled in school, but I couldn't go to school just yet because everything I went through. I had to build myself back up until they felt like I was ready. I felt like I was ready 'cause I was getting tired of being at home. I wanted to be with my friends. So uh, he took me to school after school. So we got to sit in the lunchroom, lunch area and stuff. And a lot of people there was some people that I did know that stayed after school. They used to see me and stuff, come give me hugs and say hi to me, saying they're glad I'm okay and everything. And besides that or whatever, the homeschool, I can't remember his name. That was a long time ago, but he was a cool guy and everything. He helped me out a lot, a lot. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have been able to get back in school on time. Uh, they wanted to hold me back. And I'm like, no, I ain't, nah, can't do that. So basically, I was homeschooled for him for about a month, maybe for the rest of like December, November, December. And because I got out of the hospital August 16th. I went in not August, October 16th. I went in July 26th on my sister's birthday, like I said in the last episode. I got out October 16th. I mean, not August, but October 16th when I got out. So it wasn't actually 3 months, like 2 months and some change. But when I got out, that's when I started my homeschooling at home, and he was taking me back to my old school, whatever. And so But like I said, January I got to go back to my school. A lot of people was missing me and everything, and so I was dealing with that. As far as I speak about that in the first chapter, and I also talk about like my headaches and a lot of things that I was going through at that point in time to find out that I had surgery. In chapter two, I talk about the operating room and what I went through as far as the operating room and stuff, as far as the physical and the mental, because it ain't always just physical, because you got to think about the mental too. And then with me having that brain injury, yeah, it messed up a lot of things for me. So after all that, I went back to school. Like as far as like when I learned how to walk again and everything, they made it available for me to leave my class like 10 minutes early to go to my next class because I still wasn't really all the way back right in walking. I walked slow, and my balance was still a little off. Yeah, so just shoot to this day, my balance is still a little off, and it's been 28 years, but it's not as bad as it was though. But like I said, I'm still here doing things better. And then let's see, chapter three. I'm going ahead and go to chapter three. Uh so matter of fact, step back a little bit. Chemotherapy. I went through chemo when I was in the hospital. I got sick a lot with chemo. Chemo is a motherfucker. See my language, but chemo is the mother. I had that for a little while, but after the treatments was done, I had to go through radiation. Radiation like took all my hair off. It stopped my growth. I've been the same height since I was 13, 14 damn years old. That's crazy. It's like I hit a growth spurt. It's like I grew like quite a bit. And then plus me being on the steroids, then like I was on chemo and I was getting sick a lot though. And I lost a lot of weight. And then they put me on radiation. It closed my bones up and I couldn't grow no more. So I've been the same height since 14 years old. And then with the radiation, also they had to radiate my spine and the back of my head, just so it wouldn't be no surviving cancer cells. If there was surviving cancer cells, they wanted to kill it. Like because there was a little spot that was on my brain that they can touch. So the chemo combined with the radiation uh, took care of that. So and I've been cancer free for so long, but crazy thing, I still got to get checked once a year. Every 5 years, I gotta get MRIs, get the scans to make sure the cancer hasn't came back. Cause it was, I think it's called malignant, to where cancer can come back. The cells can revive their cells. I don't know how the hell they could do that shit, but it's weird. So I didn't really get to see it when they brought it out, pulled it out. I wouldn't mind being able to see it, but I didn't see it. So back to the school. So it was kind of amazing being back amongst my friends. There was a lot of friends that wasn't there no more, but it was kind of weird also because it seemed like everybody was looking at me uh like like I was a ghost. Like they were surprised to see me, and everybody was treating me like a crutch. Like I needed help. I like yeah, I needed help, whatever, because I was still getting myself back together. But everybody was treating me like wow, it's a ghost. He's alive. I'm like, yeah, I'm alive. I'm here. But I had a lot of love for the neighbors, the community neighbors, and when I came back, the teachers. Like even though like my eighth grade teachers or whatever, when I was in seventh grade, they was already eighth grade. Like they was teaching the eighth grades when I was in seventh grade, so they knew who I was. But it's like when I went back to school, it's like they knew I was, but this time I was in their class, actually, being an eighth grader. So I came back. There's a lot of friends that was still there. There was some friends, like my best friend. He and one of my best friends. I'm not gonna say his name, but shit. To this day, I still haven't talked to him. It's been 27 years, but shit, it's a he was doing good at the time. Whatever. He ended up being transferred to another school. Yeah, my cousin, one of my good friends or whatever, he was there for me. He lived right across the street, down the street. I'm not gonna say his name because I don't want to put nobody out there or whatever. But yeah, as far as the book, I talked about that in the chapter 2 and chapter 3, and then some other stuff that I put in there also. I talked about my nurses. I talked about my uh, doctors. My neurologist, my first neurologist, Dr. Provisor. He was a pretty good doctor. He really nice to me as a kid. My two nurses, I had Nurse Cindy. She was real sweet. I think I talked about her in the first episode, but she was real sweet. She was real good to me. And I had another nurse, Nurse Cindy. She was real nice. And as far as being at St. Vincent's Children's Hospital, before it was the big hospital, uh, I had a lot of good nurses, a lot of support, a whole lot of support in the hospital and out of the hospital. So as I went to my checkups and visits, I got to see my old nurses and my old doctors and stuff. So after that, I went back home and lived my life, but things weren't always peachy because it seemed like I lost a lot, knowing that I couldn't be the person that I was before cancer. But after cancer, knew I ended up learning myself more. I ended up getting into other things and learning a lot more things. So as I got through eighth grade year, that was kind of struggle. They wanted to help hold me back. I said, no, I want to go on with my friends. I went to ninth grade high school, Northwest High School. And freshman year was kind of a struggle. Freshman year was a struggle. But I'm gonna say that for the next episode. Been on for a little long. So again, my name is Douglas Laura Jr., aka D Magic. And you know what? I'm still here. Cancer survivor. If you watch this, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Everybody have a good night, good evening, good morning, good day. Whenever you're watching this, peace out.